All right, you are welcome to today's lesson, and today we are looking at momentum, all the calculations involving momentum as what suggested and recommended by JAMB in her 2026 syllabus. All right, so looking at the question we have in front of us, before we start, for more assistance in JAMB UTME 2026, please send me a message on WhatsApp. I have a plan that works for last-minute preparation candidates, ensuring that they perform well, getting better outcome in JAMB UTME. Irrespective of when you started preparing for this JAMB UTME, I can make a difference in your JAMB score. All you have to do, send me a message on WhatsApp. All right, let's start. The question we have in front of us is a question for momentum, and it's a very complex one, okay? It's very complex, so I don't want to bring simpler one. We are going to do the simple part and do the more complex part so that you'll be ready for whatever JAMB exposes to you or whatever JAMB unveils to you on the 16th of April. All right, let's go straight to the point. JAMB must repeat question. The question read, a ball of mass 2 kilograms is moving with a velocity of 5 meters per second. Calculate its momentum. It was momentum. All right, since we have calculated its momentum here, let's write out here, given, okay, given momentum, okay, momentum. What is the symbol for momentum? The symbol for momentum is P, okay, one kind small fine P. Momentum is equal to what? Question mark. That's what we are looking for, okay? So this is what they said we should calculate. So then I asked us another question again. They said, then if force of 20 Newton acts on it for 2 seconds, find its final velocity. All right, so this is trying to tell us that we are going to use this momentum to later find this final velocity, because if we solve without finding the momentum, we will not find the final velocity. We can't see the final velocity. So I always say that before you start solving any physics calculation question, first of all, look at the options. These are the options, okay? What units are the options represented in? In this question, the options are represented in meter per second, okay? That's the SI unit for what? Velocity, all right? So that means our answer should be in what? Meter per second. So if you look at what we have here, is there a way you can manipulate all these parameters you have here to get meter per second? No, parameters too many. You can't manipulate to get meter per second. So what are we going to do? Let's write out all that was what? So let's write out what? All that were given to us. Remember, they told us to find what? Momentum, all right? So first of all, let's write the formula of momentum. Momentum P is equal to what? Remember, momentum is the what? The product of a body's mass and its velocity. That's mass times velocity, okay? The product of a body mass times velocity, that's momentum. So my mass, the mass of my hand now, and the velocity at which it moves, the product of the mass and velocity, that is what momentum. So mass, which is mv. So this is the formula for momentum, all right? So for us to get the momentum now, we are going to look for mass and look for velocity and substitute. All right, let's look at what we were given here, all right? We were given what? They said a ball of mass 2 kilograms is moving. 2 kilograms, this is the mass, okay? Mass of the ball, m is equal to what? 2 kilograms, okay? Then at a velocity of 5 meters per second, 5 meters per second, okay? This is the velocity, equal to what? 5 meters what? Per second, all right? Then what again? They said calculate momentum, so we will now use this to calculate momentum, all right? Then therefore we have P is equal to, substitute, mass come here, 2 times velocity. What's our velocity? 5. 5 will now give us what? Equal to what? 10, okay? So this is our what? Our momentum, 10, all right? So therefore, our momentum is equal to 10. What is the unit of momentum? Kilogram meter per second, all right? So this one is the what? The unit of momentum, all right? So since we have gotten our momentum, they said we should do what? If the force of 20 Newton acts on it for 2 seconds, find its final velocity, all right? So let's continue with our parameter. The other parameter we have here is what? Force, which is what? 20 Newton, okay? Force F is equal to what? 20 Newton. What next do we have here? We also have time, which is 2 seconds, okay? Time T is equal to what? 2 seconds, all right? So they said find what? Final velocity. Final velocity is what? V, okay? V. Or VF, anyhow, we'll put down V, okay? V is the what? Final velocity, question mark. We have gotten this one, we have found this one. Final velocity is left, and that's the final answer to this question, all right? So what are we going to do? What formula are we going to use? Remember this formula, this formula from the law of momentum and impulse, okay? Where impulse is equal to or is directly proportional to what? The change in momentum, okay? Impulse is what? Equal to or directly proportional to what? Change in what? Momentum, all right? So this is change, delta, change, all right? Since impulse is directly proportional to the change in momentum, we are going to write out the formula of impulse and write out the what? Formula of change in momentum. The formula of impulse is what? Impulse is what? Force times what? Time, okay? Is equal to, look at, equal to, what is change in momentum? Change in momentum is m, which is what? The mass, bracket open, What velocity are we putting first? Final velocity. You are going to minus final before initial, okay? Final velocity minus what? Initial velocity, which is VI, okay? Or you can put it V minus U, okay? Final velocity minus initial velocity. But The one wey be say common pass for textbook na VF minus VI. VF is final velocity. This F is for final. This I is for initial. All right. So we are going to substitute all we have here to get the answer. Okay. What is F, which is our force? 20 Newton. Okay. Times waiting. Times time. Okay. What is our time here? Our time here is what? 2 seconds. Okay. Times 2. Okay. Then we bring our equal to that. Equal to substitute the rest. M. What is our M? Mass. Okay. Look at the mass here. All right. Mass is what? M. And our mass is what? 2 kilogram. 2. Okay. What are we substituting next? Bracket open. That's what we have next. Okay. Bracket open. What do we have? What are we putting? Final velocity. VF. Since it's final velocity we are looking for. This final velocity and it's VF. Here we put it VF. Okay. Then minus what? Initial velocity. What is the initial velocity? 5 meters per second. This is the first velocity. Look at it. Look at it. A ball of mass 2 kilogram is moving with a velocity of 5 meters per second. That's the initial velocity. Okay. So minus 5. 5. Okay. Bracket close. We are now going to do what? Simplify. To simplify, very easy. 20 times 2 will give us what? 40. Alright. So 40 here equal to what? What are we going to get? 2 times VF. We are going to get what? 2 VF. Okay. 2 times 5 will give us what? 10 minus. Bring our minus down. 10. Okay. We are left with this. So what are we going to do? We are going to what? Collect like terms. Okay. We bring this one to this side. Bring 40 to this side. And we minus because they are like. Okay. This one already has F in it. It has a letter in it. So we bring 2 VF to this side. As it crosses equal to sign, it now carries what? Minus. It's plus here. As it crosses equal to sign, it now carries minus. Okay. Minus 2 VF is what? Equal to, as 40 crosses, it will now carry minus. Minus 40. Minus what? 10. Okay. That's what we have. So minus 40 minus 10 will give us what? Plus times plus is what? Minus. Okay. So minus 40 minus 10 will give us minus. You will now give the sign of the bigger one. The answer will carry the sign of the bigger one. It will now give us minus 50. Alright. Now put it minus 50. Okay. We put our equal to, bring our equal to down. Okay. What do we have here? Minus 2VF. Alright. So we don't almost get our answer. So what are we going to do? We are going to divide both sides by the coefficient. What are we going to do? Just put minus 2F here because we are dividing by the what? The coefficient. Okay. Equal to, we already have equal to over what? Minus 2 VF. Okay. VF we cancel VF. 2 we cancel 2. Minus we cancel minus. Okay. Here minus we cancel minus. 50 VF cannot cancel anything. So 50 divided by 2 will give us what? 25. Okay. We will now bring our VF down here. Okay. VF is equal to what? 25 meter per second. That is our what? Final velocity. Okay. So let's go to the option. Is option A correct? No. Option B, 25. No. Option C. This is our correct option. Option what? C. Hope you understood. I will make it so simple for you. So if you need more assistance, send me a message on WhatsApp to get all my words, my simplified materials. JAMB 2026 candidate. See you on the next class.